Kev, last night was crazy, man. I don't remember even getting back to the house. I just hope, did we pay our tab? I know that was ridiculous. All right, well, we'll see what happens. Let's do this. No, I'm just having a really hard time. Okay, I'm on the elevator. No, Al's supposed to be here. We got a tape TV, so... Man, I just hope we took care of all business last night. It was ridiculous. All right, yeah, call me after the Hall of Fame. All right, bud. Bye-bye.
This is the Pro Wrestling Report, PrimeTime TV, the longest-running pro wrestling news program in the world, with your hosts, David Hero and Damian Nelson.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Pro Wrestling Report Primetime Saturday night here for Saturday, April 2nd, 2016. It is the eve of Wrestlemania. Damian Nelson coming to you here live from the Iron Cactus in downtown Dallas. Now, the Iron Cactus, of course, site of last night's Shenanigans VIP party. And as we saw at the top of the program, David's got some strife. I don't even know. He hasn't even made it up here yet. We're on the rooftop patio. Hasn't even made it up here yet. And, oh, there, David. How are you there, buddy? How you feeling?
I don't feel well, and then I can't find Cal.
You can't find Cal?
He was with us in the car going back, right, last night?
I don't know. I rode in a separate car. I was in the Blues Brothers car going back. They gave me a ride home.
He was with Mike Bond and Katie Forbes, and
You've lost your son. Talk about shenanigans. No. You know what I found, though? I found this great scarf they gave me last night here. Apparently, I drank a lot of this. Yeah. Jameson Irish whiskey. Do you want to wear it?
No.
I mean, you're looking a little...
I'm extremely warm right now. And so, you haven't seen him? I know he was going to go to the gym with Al this morning. He went to Waffle House or something.
I haven't seen him. I wasn't supposed to be watching him. Dude, you're irresponsible. Okay, look, last night, Shenanigans was amazing. A capacity crowd. There's so much we can't talk about. So many people who were here that we can't divulge, who are going to be, because they're performing tomorrow at AT&T Stadium. This is prime time, though. Can you bring it together enough to do this show?
I have a few calls in to some of our super friends. You know what? He's probably with Billy Gunn.
You know what? And he was the most responsible one here last night.
Who knew?
Look, here's what we're going to do. Maybe this will get you into the groove, into the game, into the moment, into the feeling, into the spirit of primetime. Ladies and gentlemen, Damian Nelson here, standing alongside David Octavius Tiberius, the alleged backyard, one-time knockout, straight-edge, hardcore, hungover, kid-losing hero. Was it the kid-losing part?
How much trouble I can get into?
I know how much trouble you got into last night from what I saw, and then I don't know what you did for the last hour, because clearly things are a bit foggy.
Did you give me the corporate Amex?
No.
See, I think there might be an issue then.
Oh, that's for you to figure out, buddy. Let's talk about it, though, folks. It's the time for this week's top story, and David Hero, tomorrow it's WrestleMania. And it's all come to a head. And yesterday on Feedback Friday, I said that a scenario could be developing that not many people have thought about. And I don't say this to take credit, but I say this because I am a wrestling broadcast journalist. You've got this matchup between Shane McMahon and The Undertaker in Hell in a Cell, right? Shane wins, he gets control of WWE Raw.
Yeah.
You've got this matchup between... We are with that sun, literally. We can't show you on camera because it would burn the camera, but literally, there are two tall buildings there, and the sun is shining right between the two of them. But anyways, that's why I got my Jameson rag here. I can douse.
Is that your Jameson Durag?
As it wasn't enough yesterday on Feedback Friday. Folks, the scenario I'm talking about is the other matchup is Triple H versus Roman Reigns for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. And if Roman Reigns, obviously, he becomes the WWE champion. But I talked weeks ago, David, about the fact that they had not addressed the situation that I feel needs to be addressed between the animosity between Triple H and Shane McMahon. Whether it exists or not, it can be created. And especially now, if Shane comes back and takes control of the company, i.e. Raw, takes control of the company from the Authority, Triple H obviously is going to have a little bit of unhappiness as it relates to that. So here's what I pitch. Picture it, Dallas, 2016.
Hold on.
What are you doing?
Hello?
Yeah, that's not. I'll keep going.
Hold on.
Picture at Dallas, 2016.
They found Cal. All right.
Oh, did they? Who found him?
I'll be right down.
You can't leave. We got 5 minutes left. What am I gonna?
Put my mic in your hand.
Who's gonna? I can't leave. This guy, anyway, so it's probably better with me alone, you know. Here's the thing, folks. So you got the Shane McMahon versus Undertaker match. You got Triple H versus Roman Reigns. So picture it, Dallas, 2016. Shane McMahon defeats the Undertaker. Somehow, some way, he gets control of WWE Raw. That match assumed to happen before the main event match of the championship match. So then in that match, Triple H loses to Roman Reigns. But it's because they've been in this together all along, and now Roman Reigns is the heel authority figure working the muscle for the authority of Triple H and Stephanie McMahon against Shane McMahon, who beat The Undertaker in Hell in a Cell. That is the road from WrestleMania that we could see develop tomorrow. And I think what's great about these two matches, when you think about these things, is there are so many different scenarios with so much at stake, so many different scenarios that could take place, so many different things that could happen, that it makes both those matches specifically very, very intriguing to me. Very, very intriguing to me as it pertains to WrestleMania. I don't know what just fell on me, by the way, because there's no roof here, and I'm going to need my Jameson towel again. Excuse me. I can't believe Dave left. Now, I appreciate the fact he's going to find his son, who he should have lost last night, but be that as it may, folks, that is a scenario, I think, and that is a series of scenarios that could play out. None of us will know until we all find out together tomorrow at AT&T Stadium for WrestleMania. And keep in mind, tomorrow, immediately following WrestleMania, we're going to have a live edition of PWR Reaction on PWRshow.com, where we'll be taking your phone calls and answering your questions and hearing your thoughts on WrestleMania 32 live on the air. That's tomorrow, immediately following WrestleMania 32.
At Gruber Law Offices, we understand that when you've been injured, life is tough. That's why we offer so many services for free. First call, free. First consultation, free. Stuck at home or in the hospital? We'll come to you for free. We'll deal with the insurance company for you and get you the help you need. Call Gruber Law Offices now. We don't get paid until you do, and your first consultation is always free.
When you're diamond shopping, variety is important. At Robert Hack Diamonds, we'll show you multiple diamonds side by side underneath the microscope and show you what to look for when buying a diamond. GIA graduate gemologists are on staff for expert diamond grading. Robert Hack has affordable prices on all diamonds, including diamonds certified by the GIA. Need a mounting for your diamond? Our selection is huge. Buy your diamonds today at Robert Hack Diamonds or visit roberthackdiamonds.com.
Diamonds are a girl's best friend.
No, seriously. Hold on a second. I'm having a really hard time hearing you. No, the party was great. Just hold on. I'm going to go outside. It's too loud. Give me a second.
Hello, fans. Welcome back to the Pro Wrestling Report Prime Time here on My 24 Milwaukee, and also, of course, airing all over the world on Fight TV. And joining me right now here in Dallas for WrestleMania as well, Michael Weber of Fight TV, the man who made PWR possible on Fight TV. How are you, Michael?
Thanks for having me here today. I'm excited to be in Dallas. It's a big weekend here.
Now, this is your first weekend in Dallas at WrestleMania as part of the Fight Television Network.
Yes, I mean, we only launched on February 9th. We're not even 2 months old yet.
But it's not your first WrestleMania.
No.
Or your first rodeo.
Not my first rodeo.
See what I did?
Especially,
Dallas.
yeah, I like Dallas. Right? I've actually been to rodeos in Dallas.
Really?
Of course
What's your
I
favorite
have.
part?
Well, the bull rig, for sure. Fight TV, our predecessor, Flips Me. We actually did a PBR.
Really? Professional Bull Riders Association,
Exactly.
not Pam's Blue Ribbon.
Yeah.
Because when you say PBR, that's the first thing I think about.
Yeah, so you're from Dallas. As
Yeah.
well. Absolutely.
But again, not your first WrestleMania. You were actually part of the first record-breaking WrestleMania.
Yeah, I actually started as an intern at WrestleMania 2 for WWF back in the 80s, and
Which city were you in?
I was in Rosemont Horizon.
Yes!
My job was to make sure Refrigerator Perry didn't get hurt. We followed the ring. So if you watch the show really close, you'll see some much skinnier and darker haired person sitting ringside inside the barriers there, sweating it out, make sure Perry didn't fall the ring.
Awesome. Amazing. Now, you would advance from there to also be a part of WrestleMania 3, and as we said, that attendance record, it's probably not in jeopardy. We could probably just kiss it goodbye.
Yeah, I think it is. I mean, I remember those numbers, 93,173 in the Silver Dome, which I don't even think it's there anymore.
They blew it up recently.
Yeah, it's pretty much gone. So that's a pretty big day. That was probably one of the coolest events I was ever going to be involved in. But I think they're going to beat it this weekend here. I'm keeping my fingers crossed for WWE. I think they'll do it.
So from WrestleManias to many other wrestling organizations, and now to Fight TV. We've talked a lot about Fight TV here on the Pro Wrestling Report. We've had Jim Ross on the Pro Wrestling Report to talk about Fight TV as well. But on Fight, it's not just about WrestleMania this weekend, is it?
No, we actually have 11 live events this weekend on Fight TV. We got 6 wrestling events through the WWN group of shows, Evolve, Shimmer, etc. But then we also we got a boxing event from Poland Saturday afternoon. We got an MMA event Friday night. We got World Series of Fighting Saturday night on the app. So we've got a lot of different kind of events, and that's the whole thing. Wrestling's great. We love it. It's fantastic. But we're Fight TV, so it's anything fighting. Boxing, wrestling, MMA, and throw a little sumo wrestling in. Done arm wrestling already. So we got that theme going for us.
It's fascinating, really, folks. If you haven't had a chance to get the Fight TV app, all you need to do is grab your mobile device, iPhone, Android, go to the iTunes Store, go to the Google Play Store, find Fight TV, click Get. It costs you how much?
$0.
It is free, FREE, and then all the great content that we just talked about is available to you on demand. Some live shows, which are pay-per-view style shows as well, available at your option. But if you are a sports and fighting fan, this is the one destination that you can get everything anytime you want.
Well, let me take it a step further. Not only can you get everything you want, when you download it and watch it, you also can decide if you want to watch it on your big screen TV or your mobile device. And who wants to watch wrestling on just like a mobile device?
Yeah.
You want to watch on your 50-inch screen TV.
So I literally take this phone that I've got the Fight TV app on.
Yep.
When I click play on a content, it will ask me, do I want to play it on my phone or play it on my Wi-Fi device? That Wi-Fi device could be your Wi-Fi enabled television. It could be your Apple TV. It could be any number of things that picks up a signal from this phone.
You got Chromecast, you got Xbox, you got Apple TV. It all works there. But you really need no other downloads to do that. You just use your phone, and your phone becomes your remote control.
Fight TV, an incredible app, and one of our new destinations for Pro Wrestling Report, and we really appreciate being a part of it. Michael, always great to see you. You've been so great to the Pro Wrestling Report over the years, and we really appreciate this opportunity. And good luck to everything that's happening this weekend and beyond on Fight TV. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Good thing you're here.
Yes.
Yeah, we need to talk.
Really?
Yeah, let's go this way.
Talk?
Yeah.
I don't like it when
That
one of them says
last
that.
night. Yeah.
Last night.
You remember? So, I know that you drank a lot. I get it. Your tab was really expensive, but you didn't pay for it.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I thought, didn't we have the corporate Amex? Any of that stuff?
Maybe you had it, but we didn't actually get our tab taken control of. It's still open.
Yeah.
So we've got your son here. He's been working all day on these tips so that we can pay off your tab. Maybe
Oh my
help him out.
God, there you are. You should have called. Thank God. Thank God. This is fantastic. Now I won't get in trouble. Come on, we gotta go. Let's get Damien's card. Come on. Let's go.
Well, folks, I'm glad that David Hero found Cal Hero here at the Iron Cactus, but it left me without, as he left me hanging. I found Michael Weber. We talked about Fight TV, but I needed a co-host for the rest of the show, and I couldn't think of a better replacement than our dear close personal friend, my dear close personal friend, Al Snow. Al, how are you?
I am fantastic, David.
It is so tremendous to see you.
It's good to see you.
Welcome back to the Pro Wrestling Report.
I got to tell you.
Uh-oh.
I heard earlier you're the captain of your own ship, and I admire that.
I am.
Be careful. You don't want to let other people scuttle your bow.
Well, you know what?
Or blow one across.
You know what I call my ship, right?
Across the deck. What?
You know what I call my ship?
No.
It's the Lust Boat.
The Lust Boat.
Yeah, it's like a remake of the Love Boat.
Really?
You remember the theme song of the Love Boat?
Yes, I do.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Meryl Stubing?
I am not familiar with that person.
That was the captain.
I never watched the show. That was the guy who welcomed you on board, right? Isaac Hayes? No, Cal's the bartender. Al, Wrestlemania.
A lot of sites are going to follow.
Wrestlemania 32 is tomorrow at AT&T Stadium.
I'm so excited. Parts of me are pulling up inside of me as we speak.
Pulling, I think that's the opposite of excitement.
No, that actually is quite exciting.
A lot of people have been talking about a lot of matches, and you are a brilliant man when it comes to professional wrestling, so I'd love to hear your insight.
I think a lot of people would debate that.
Well, they don't. They're just the dumb ones will debate it. Al Snow,
Yes.
what is the problem with Roman Reigns' push and his acceptance by the fans right now? It's not happening the way WWE wants it to.
Because the push doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist.
No. What happens in wrestling as far as a push is that a talent creates, and then the wrestling promotion capitalizes, takes advantage, i.e. the push.
Yeah.
They simply use what the talent has already created and then give it that extra oomph.
Uh-huh. Like in the case of...
And that is a responsibility of the talent to do that.
Okay.
Probably for Roman Reigns, incredible, probably it has charisma, has the look, but it's just, it's not a knock, but it takes a tremendous amount of experience, and that's the thing that he's missing. And unfortunately, in regards to professional wrestling as a whole, it's a case of them putting people in positions they're just not experienced or ready for at the time that they are. So you have an expectation and an investment that there's just not that unquantifiable thing that you only learn from making mistakes, that you're now in a position that you can't afford to make mistakes.
You just blew my mind.
Does that make sense?
It makes sense. It does make sense.
But that's not a knock on Roman Reigns, because he's doing an admirable job, but it's this.
Yeah.
This is the difference maker. Always has been the real difference maker. You know, and that's never changed. Like, everybody believes that the wheel is suddenly reinvented, that it's no longer round, it's now octagonal or hexagonal.
It'll be a bumpy ride.
This has always been integral, and the most successful people have been the most adept at utilizing the microphone. And you know, a lot of the wrestling fans, they complain about, it's all talking and all of that. You must understand that professional wrestling is the art of storytelling. Yeah. And no matter what the form of television or entertainment, you have to tell some type of story. Now, unfortunately, the skill of telling that story physically in the ring has kind of seceded. Yeah. It's been lost. The focus is now directed more towards, I got to do these spots, I got to have a great match, as opposed to creating a character and telling a story within that character from point A to point Z. So there has to be a story that's got to be told, and that story 9 times out of 10 is being told on the microphone. The sad situation is now it's being told backstage, because the talent don't have the experience and the feel of how to communicate, and it's not
85% of human communication is not verbal. It's nonverbal. It's the body language. It's the feel. It's the emotional content, and without that experience, they don't know how to communicate that effectively on the microphone.
Now let me ask you this. I think those points are very profound, and it's no secret you work behind the scenes in TNA Impact Wrestling. You were on the scenes this past Tuesday on Pop TV, actually. But
I'm like Donald Trump.
oh, please explain how. How?
Trump is making America great, and how is it? Because he's closing the door, not just letting anyone in anymore. I'm doing the same thing as far as wrestling, because wrestling has went downhill. Just pop that right off. Went downhill. Why is it went downhill? Because we just opened the gate. We just let everybody in. Well, I'm building a wall, and you're going to have to go through me because I'm now the gatekeeper.
Who's paying for the wall? Your wall.
The people that want to get in. That's who's paying for it. You're going to pay a toll.
So,
Yeah.
storytelling, back of house, TNA. You've also worked for every other wrestling company that's out there.
Anything that had a W in it and 3 letters.
Is the problem scripted promos
Yes.
and not letting the people be themselves?
Yes, and the people not knowing themselves.
Okay.
It's a fine line. Think of it in because wrestlers are not actors; they're reactors, but they're more akin as far as acting is concerned to method acting.
Yeah.
The personalities that you see on TV are really genuinely an extension of who they genuinely are, but just with the volume turned up. Steve Austin is Steve Austin. Undertaker is Undertaker, and that's why they work, because you have to. It honestly is a thing. If you want to get existential, of an
Existential, ladies and gentlemen.
multi-syllabic word, a live audience and even a TV audience has to be able to feel.
Yeah.
Not just listen or hear what you have to say, but feel you communicate it and believe it. And the only way they believe it is if you believe it. The only way you believe it is if it's you.
Yeah.
If it really is you. And those are the most successful, the most effective people. And that comes with time. The most important lesson for any professional wrestler to learn is to what their voice is, meaning who they are as a personality, not a character, who they really are, and how they can now portray that, how they can turn it up to where it doesn't just communicate to you and I, but it communicates to 100,000 people in the stadium here in Dallas, Texas.
Speaking of which, tomorrow is WrestleMania, AT&T Stadium. You've been in many a WrestleMania. What's your Al Snow's WrestleMania moment?
I would have to say just getting the opportunity to be in WrestleMania. You have to understand that years ago, the benchmark in professional wrestling was that if you had performed in Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
Like there was a guy that had come into a territory, like in Sheik's territory, the original Sheik, Ed Farhat's territory, Johnny Ruffin. And like he was kind of like a low-level guy, and everybody was like, ah. And then everybody found out he had performed in Madison Square Garden.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what was it like? Could you tell us about it?
Yeah.
And it was, he went up here.
Mm-hmm.
And WrestleMania is now kind of like that benchmark. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it makes total
is
sense.
where, you know, you can wrestle anywhere you want.
Yeah.
If you wrestle in WrestleMania.
Well, folks, Al Snow joining us. You're a great fill-in for David. I've known this for years, by the way. You are the fill-in for David Hero. Wait a minute, that's an insult to you.
It is.
David Hero's basically your fill-in when you're traveling and on the road here on the show each and every week.
Very much.
Folks, Al Snow here in Dallas with us for...
Find Cal Hero and shave his arms.
Dave just found him. Remember, he was working the bar here a moment ago. Yeah.
Let this kid work
I can't. Those are going to be calls he can't stop taking for the next few weeks. But we're going to take a break. What'd I do?
Congratulations on being captain of your own ship.
Pro Wrestling Report continues here on My 24 Milwaukee.
At Gruber Law Offices, we understand that when you've been injured, life is tough. That's why we offer so many services for free. First call, free. First consultation, free. Stuck at home or in the hospital? We'll come to you for free. We'll deal with the insurance company for you and get you the help you need. Call Gruber Law Offices now. We don't get paid until you do, and your first consultation is always free.
When you're diamond shopping, variety is important. At Robert Hack Diamonds, we'll show you multiple diamonds side by side underneath the microscope and show you what to look for when buying a diamond. GIA graduate gemologists are on staff for expert diamond grading. Robert Hack has affordable prices on all diamonds, including diamonds certified by the GIA. Need a mounting for your diamond? Our selection is huge. Buy your diamonds today at Robert Hack Diamonds or visit roberthackdiamonds.com.
Diamonds are a girl's best friend.
There's one good thing about the shenanigans that started last night that you finished tonight here on Primetime. I got to talk WrestleMania with Al Snow. That's a little pleasant surprise. The Marchlemania continued with another guest we didn't even know we were going to have.
You got a special case of head?
Oh, you can never pass that up, can you?
No, of course not.
Are you better now?
Oh, you have no idea.
I have every idea. Let's recap.
Yeah.
And reset, if you will. Last night, you got too drunk at the Shenanigans VIP party. You lost your son.
Well, bro,
You
I thought we had a tab.
came back. I had a tab.
You didn't take care of all of it?
Why would I?
I thought that's what Super Friend is doing.
And you see where it got you. You lost your kid. Your kid has been working here since. He worked an 8-hour shift before you found him, I found out.
He wasn't washing dishes.
WrestleMania is tomorrow on pay-per-view and on the WWE Network.
Yes.
And I am looking forward to the spectacle that is WrestleMania, as I do every year, because even if it's not as great a show, even if we have another case of WrestleMania, let's call it 11, it will still be the pageantry of WrestleMania.
Entrances are going to be amazing this year.
Absolutely. It is a show of all shows. It is a show of shows, and it happens tomorrow night on the WWE Network, and we're going to be along with about 25 of our closest, dearest personal friends in the PWR suite at AT&T Stadium. Do you know we've ordered, and maybe I should tell you this now so you don't have another incident as you had last night, there's about 150 beers in the suite tomorrow.
I don't do beer, you know that.
Thank God. So at least, and you know, you've been portraying this message, perpetrating this lie that I am somehow the drunk and I'm always drinking. Yet I'm here. Granted, I had to wear my sunglasses for the first segment because things were a little rough. But granted, and I'm the one who's keeping this ship sailing. Captain Nelson. That's what you. Captain Nelson, Admiral Nelson. I'll go by.
You know what happens to those kind of captains? Their ships get hijacked or something.
That was a movie.
Right.
What are you most looking forward to tomorrow at WrestleMania, David Hero? What is the match you are most looking forward to? Why is that?
Because it's going to be the most vicious and violent match of the whole night. You're going to see King Kong against Loki. I don't know who can even compare Ambrose to. You know what I mean?
David versus Goliath matches are always fun, right? Because the underdog usually doesn't get as far as the underdog will actually get in the matchup, and doesn't mean he's going to win, because I firmly don't believe that's going to happen for reasons other than it just doesn't make sense necessarily, but it's going to be an entertaining ride, an entertaining journey. And here's what I implore a lot of wrestling fans to do tomorrow after WrestleMania. Take the event as a whole and judge the event as a whole. If your favorite guy wins or loses, don't say it was great because or it was horrible because. Take the overall event, the overall spectacle, the overall entertainment provided, and judge the show based on that. That's what we're going to do next week on Primetime right here on My 24 Milwaukee and on Fight TV. A special thanks actually to Michael Weber actually for joining us earlier on Fight TV here in the PWR show on My 24 Milwaukee, and Al Snow, of course, joining us as well. And you know that gal who gave you who helped you find Cal Berlin, that's her name. She
What kind of name do you think that is?
German, it sounds like. She's a nice gal. They actually said they might be hire Cal, but I said, well, we got to go home like in a couple days, so.
She's got to go back to school.
Anyways, folks, thank you for joining us here on the Pro Wrestling Report Primetime, live from Dallas, Texas, at the Iron Cactus. What a great place! What a great party last night! And oh, by the way, last night, if you were here.
I was here.
If you were here, you heard Kevin Nash share some pretty interesting news about Shenanigans next year.
Yes.
Shenanigans XXL. And we'll have details about that next week right here on Primetime.
Well, yeah, the big press conference has to happen first.
It is, folks, if you thought last night was something, next year in Orlando, at one of my favorite places in the world, It is going to be absolutely tremendous. But folks, until then, until next week for that one, this is Damian Nelson saying thank you so much for joining us here on Primetime from Dallas. We'll talk to you next week after WrestleMania.